y'all, and welcome to today's video. I'm so excited because my order is here. I have the new Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. We are going to be swatching this palette. I'm going to create two looks. I love Natasha Denona shadows, so when I saw that she was bringing out the Retro Glam, I knew I had to buy it. Now, if you're new here, I want to say, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. I do upload lots of new videos every single week, so I hope that you will subscribe before you leave today. But I cannot wait to talk about this palette, so let's jump into it. Alright y'all, I did order this palette from the Natasha Denona site. It is available at Sephora as well, and I will link to it down below. But this palette is inspired by Natasha Denona's Retro palette and her Glam palette. I love Natasha Denona shadows. I've been buying her palettes for so long. She makes some of my favorite formulas. So today I really want to create some looks and let you know, is this the Natasha Denona formula that I know and love? I was just really attracted to this color story. Let me show you a close-up of this palette when it's new and untouched. I really like these cool greens, these pinky shades. I like that we have some kind of sand colors in here. I just think this palette looks really fresh and I'm into it. I'm also going to pop up some swatches for you right now so that you can see how this palette swatches out. It looks like we have a good variety in here, and I feel like I'm going to be able to create lots of looks with this one. I am most attracted to this top row. It just looks so beautiful, but I can't wait. Now, I know that Natasha Denona is a really hyped brand. I'm so excited to see this palette already being available at Sephora, so I'm definitely going to tell you, like, if you've tried Natasha Denona before, if you love her shadows as much as I do, is this what we expect from the brand, or is this a dud? Because this is not at a cheap price point. You know, this is a luxury brand. This is her midi size palette. So I'll let you know what we think. I do like that we have plenty of matte shades. It looks like we have some different shimmer formulas. I really like when palettes have different formulas in one palette, not just mattes or shimmers. I like when we have super sparkly shimmers. I like when we have different tones. I like when we have metallics. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait. I am going to create two different eye looks for y'all. So I'm going to do one look here and one look here. I would love to create more looks in the future, but today I wanted to do swatches. I wanted to do two looks for y'all, and I just want to see like what we can do with this palette. Maybe you were interested in this palette, thinking about buying it. Hopefully I can help you out. Maybe you already bought it and I can give you some inspiration. Maybe you're on a low buy and no buy, and maybe you can shop your stash. You just want to hang out here. Hopefully this video is fun and entertaining, but I'm very excited for this. So I am going to prime my eyes. I always use an eye primer. I never skip it. For reference, I do have deep set eyes. I do have oily skin, and I am 35. So I do have folds and creases in my eyes. So what I'm going to do, put on some eye primer. I'm going to zoom y'all in close, and we're going to do the two different eye looks at the same time. What I like to do when I'm wearing two different eye looks, because I am going to be wearing this look for the rest of the day, is work with the colors and choose the same like level of depth, the same finishes, so I can keep the placement the same. And that way, even though I'm using different shades, different colors on my eyes, the look is still pretty cohesive. I would love to film lots more looks with this, but I'm actually going to be decorating for Christmas tonight with my family, so we're gonna do two different eye looks. I'm gonna show you how to make them look cohesive. Let's zoom in and put this on the eyes. Okay, so my eyes are primed, they're ready for shadow, and what I want to do is start off with this shade right here. This shade is called Holly, and then I want to use the shade Lucy, this really light kind of sand color. So I'm going to start first with the shade Holly, and I'm going to pick this up on my Sigma brush. I'm going to make sure I don't have any creases in my eye primer, and I'm going to stamp this shade right in the front part of my crease. So right in here and in, but not too far out. You can see this is a very, very light shade. And I want that because we're gonna go in with deeper colors in a minute, and I want to create a lot of contrast. So I'm just laying down this pale pink and pulling it up. I also think this would be a really pretty like matte inner corner highlight shade if you have skin tone that's like mine or even a little deeper. This could be, well, a lot deeper actually. It could be really pretty on the inner corner, but right now I just want to start and get that pale pink right in here. Again, it's very, very light, but that's what I'm going for right now because I just want to have nice contrast between the light and the dark when our look is finished. Okay, for this eye, I'm going in with that sandy shade called Lucy. Again, this is another Sigma brush. I'm just going to use Sigma brushes for this look probably. And I'm going to just press this right on. You can see this is really a cool tone. It's definitely more on the cool leaning side more than warm. So I'm just putting that in the exact same placement. Whenever I'm going to be doing two different looks using different shades, different colors, I like to keep the placement the same, and it can be a really fun way to wear two looks and still have them like look cohesive. I think it's really, really fun. Okay, now for the outer portion of the lid, I want to go in both sides with this shade right here called Evergreen. I think this shade is really, really pretty, and it looks like it's one of her cream to powder formulas. So we're going to be able to build on top of it, but it's going to create a really, really pretty base, I hope. Okay, so I'm picking up that shade Evergreen, and I'm just going to lay that down right out here. You can see I'm going to press it on first, and then I'm just going to slowly buff this shade in, and it's going to serve as a really pretty kind of base for some other shadows as well. Of course, you can leave it on its own, but we are going to put some shadows on top of it too. So I'm just kind of blending this down right here to where the lash line is, and then blending it out and around. And then over here, I'm just going to do the exact same thing. We're gonna have this really pretty green right out here and just buffing it on out. This is a Sigma Alice in Wonderland brush. And I have to say, the cream to powder formula that Natasha Denona makes is one of my favorites from her. I just think it's so versatile. Okay, here we're gonna start to add some shimmer to the lid. So over here for this side, I'm gonna go in with the shade Flare, this really pretty like rose color. I'm into that. So we're gonna do Flare over here, and then we're gonna do this pretty shade Oz over here on the lid. And I'm gonna put this basically like from the innermost part of my lid, and then I'm gonna stop it right where we have that evergreen shade. Okay, so I've got that shade. Ooh, that is really pretty. Oh, I like that. Ooh, and I like the way it's looking next to this green shade. I'm just going to lightly press this shade on first and blend. I really want this shade to be like the main focus of the lid, even though we're still gonna add more shades, of course, to the look. I really want this shade to be like in charge because it's so sparkly, and I really like this tone. Okay, so now I have the shade Oz, and oh, I love that. Green is my favorite color, so I kind of had a feeling I would like this, but I love that it's this like frosty, icy green. Oh, I think this is so perfect for winter. I mean, listen, I don't like only do my makeup based on the seasons. You know, I'm not like, okay, summer makeup's gone, I can't wear neons on Christmas, because you totally can. But I do think it's fun to get inspired by the seasons. And just looking at this kind of like icy muted green, I feel like it's winter, right? Okay, I'm so pleased with how these shadows are performing so far, just like the Natasha Denona formulas I know and love. So what I want to do is put a deeper shimmer out kind of in the outer corner. So over here, like this eye, we're going to use this beautiful shade called Jazzy, and then we're going to use the shade Maxi, this one over here, for this outer corner. Okay, so I've got the shade Jazzy on a fluffy blending brush because I'm going to use this almost like I would a matte in the outer corner, but we're still going to get that shine on the lid, and then it's going to layer on top of this green, that kind of cream to powder formula she has, and it's just going to give us a little bit of depth, and I'm just lightly blending. But I love the way these shades are connecting together. I just think, I don't know, they just flow so well together. It's so beautiful. And then for over here, I'm going in with that shade Maxi. It's a little more cool than Jazzy that we put on this eye, but still it's gonna give us some depth and some shine. Okay, I'm loving the way these looks are coming together. Really like this. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I want to go in with the shade Belle. This is a matte shade. I'm going to put that under the lower lash line here. And for this lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade Sage. Okay, I've got the shade Belle, and I don't have any under eye primer under my eyes, like, or eyeshadow primer. It's just gonna go on top of my powder and concealer. So this shade is not much deeper than my skin tone, but it's just a pinky tone. So it's not gonna be super impactful, but I just want to have that pinky tone that we have up here mirrored down on the lower lash line. So I'm just going to kind of press it on first, and then I will slowly blend it. And now for this shade Sage, that's hard to say. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same exact thing, same placement, just putting it right under the lower lash line and blending. I feel like both of these looks are really emphasizing my eye color. Like, they're just really bringing out my green eyes, and I'm so into it. I think these shades are so pretty. Okay, we have those down like that, and then we need to highlight the inner corner. Okay, on the inner corner, I want to use the shade Flutter. This looks like one of the super sparkly shadows that Natasha Denona makes, so I'm very excited about that. And then I'm going to use this shade right here, Paladin, and this is going to go over on this inner corner. I think these are going to be so pretty. So let's go in with Flutter first, and we'll put that on the inner corner. And I'm trying to decide, like, as I've been going, I'm like, okay, which eye look do I enjoy most? And I really can't decide. I kind of like them both for like different reasons. I mean, my favorite color, like I said, is green. So like my immediate thought is to go like, I like this eye the best. But I also kind of like the way the pink, the green, and that like the cool tone, almost gray vibe is going together over here. So I can't decide, but let's take that light green shimmer. Oh, that would also be so pretty all over the lid with like a deep dark crease. That would be beautiful. But I'm loving the way these are coming together. These are our finished looks. I am going to see if I need to blend. I really like these looks though. I am going to put on liner and lashes. I'm going to kind of collect my thoughts, and then I will come back and I'll show you how the looks came together once, you know, the liner and lash was on. I am really feeling these eye looks though. I think this is really, really cool. And I wanted to let you know that I do have an entire Natasha Denona playlist here on my channel. Like I said, Natasha Denona is one of my favorite brands, so I buy a lot of her stuff. So if there's any other palette that you're interested from Natasha, definitely check to see if I have a review, if that's something you're looking for. Like maybe you were kind of interested in this one, but you're thinking this isn't your color story, but you want to try the brand, definitely check out my channel, because I have lots of videos using Natasha's shadows. But I'm really feeling these. Let me finish it up and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, lashes, liner are on, and I am feeling both of these looks. I'm very excited to wear these the rest of the day. Like, I just think these look so pretty, and I'm definitely getting icy winter vibes. I do want to tell you kind of my thoughts on this palette, but let me tell you what else is on my face, because I will forget if I don't say it. So I put on some Hindash liquid liner in black. I have my MAC liner in Feline. This is just in the Black Panther packaging. I am wearing the Kaleidos blush in Ecstasy. I'm wearing the Kaleidos Star Surfer highlighter. And on my lips is the new Glam Light Scooby-Doo lipstick in the shade Jeepers. And the gloss is the Glam Light gloss from the Michaela collection. It's just the more yellowy gold gloss. I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to the lips. So yeah, that's how I completed this look. Let's talk about this palette though. First of all, packaging I really enjoy. I did order this from the Natasha Denona site. It came packaged really well, and I just like this cover. I feel like it fits the inside very well. I feel like when I'm going through my Natasha palettes, this one is gonna stand out. I'm gonna know which palette it is, because yeah, I just think it's really nice, and it's in line with the rest of the palettes in her midi line, because she has the large palettes that are very expensive. She has the mini 5-pan palettes. She has quads. No, does she have quads? No. Sorry, trios now. And then we have this midi price point. So I really like this. There are the holes on the back, so if you want to pop out the shadows, rearrange them with your other palettes, make your own custom palette, you can definitely do that. So I wanted to point that out for those of y'all who like to kind of play and mix around your color stories. I was excited for this palette, but I will say normally I'm drawn to very deep dark tones, jewel tones, things like that. That's what normally draws me in. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons that I was attracted to this palette, is because it's very different from what I normally go for. There's something about this I really like. I saw a lot of people saying they think this is a more springtime color story, but I have to say there's something just a little like frosted about this that makes me think of winter. It's just something about these greens, like, you know, when snow falls on the leaves, or you have like icicles on trees, and that kind of like ice over the green. I don't know, I'm getting that from this palette. I like that I can create neutral looks if I want to. There's enough neutral leaning shades. I can do a more monochromatic green look. I can do a monochromatic pink look, or I can kind of mix all the tones and play around. I think if you're looking at this palette and you're like, I don't know what to do. Well, first of all, hopefully my looks helped you, but I also think you can break this palette down in quads. Like say 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your 4 shades. Just play with those. 1, 2, 3, 4, just stick with these. Just kind of like go to the corners and look at the quads there, or say, I'm just gonna take these 2 columns and create a look like that. So I think this palette, the way it's laid out, is also really beautiful and really helpful. Again, I'm happy we have that cream to powder formula. I just love that. I like that there is a good mix of mattes and shimmers and more sparkly shades like this one right here. And when I say sparkle, I'm not talking about glitter. I'm talking about sparkle, not like chunks of pressed glitters. Overall, I'm very excited about this palette. I really like it, and I'm looking forward to using it more. Definitely let me know if you liked this video. Let me know if you would like to see more looks with this palette. Were you interested in picking this up? Are you shopping your stash? Are you just hanging out? Either way, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I had a great time. and I'm looking forward to wearing these looks for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, family, social media, anybody who you think may enjoy my content. I have been uploading about 7 videos a week, just about every single day lately, so definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss out. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!